And I hope that you've had that time, as I know that we have had that time ourselves. But this has been a time over and over again when I would be praying and when I'd be in my time with God, all I would hear is purify our hearts, purify our hearts, purify our hearts. I want that to be true of my life personally. I want that to be the word that I would speak over our nation and over our church. That God, it's no more about my heart, what I want, what I desire, but I am at a place where I'm just laying it all on the line. Because Holy Spirit, we want you to come in. We want you to have your way. We want that outpouring. Susie, we've been hungry for that outpouring for so long, right?
Yes.
And it's here. He's made it available. He's made it ready for us. He said, I must go so the Comforter can come, right? So the Holy Spirit is here. He's wanting us to be at a place where we can hear, where we're so aware of His presence and His voice and His Spirit moving and working in our lives. So that's the heart that we come to Him with this morning. That's the place that we come from. We come in a place of God, we've laid it all down. We lay ourselves down at your feet, and Holy Spirit, we say, come in, have your way, wreck our hearts like never before. Do a mighty work. Do a mighty work. Are you hungry this morning? Are you thirsty for the Holy Spirit like never before? He came to endue us with power from on high. Yes? To endue us with power. Amen. So we're going to get in. We're going to clap our hands. We're going to have a smile on our face. And we're going to worship Him like we've never worshiped Him before. Because He's the one who put breath in our lungs. So we're going to use that voice to honor Him in this place this morning. Amen. nothing takes you by surprise. That in you we can walk in peace and we can have fullness of joy. And we utter forth praises to your name today. We sing out our song of praise, our song of deliverance, knowing that you are God who sees us through. God, we bless your name. We bless your name. God, we're hungry for more of you. We are thirsty, oh Jesus. God, we're thirsty for more of you. God, we're hungry, that's who we're hungry. We are hungry for more of you. We are thirsty, oh Jesus. God, we're thirsty for more of you. The atmosphere is changing now. For the Spirit of the Lord is here. The evidence is all around that the Spirit of the Lord is here. The atmosphere is changing now. For the Spirit of the Lord is here. The evidence is all around. the chains undone. In your presence, Lord. So Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Come flood this place, come fill the atmosphere.
presence. The Holy Spirit of fire would consume us, Lord, as a living sacrifice this morning. As we stand in your presence, we would sense your glory, your holiness, Lord, your power. Lord, you manifest yourself to us marvelous way, Lord God, that you would touch us, Lord, inflame us, God, fill us to overflowing with your presence and power. Lord, let your word go forth. Lord, let the Spirit of God take control. Lord, let your will be done today in all of our hearts. Those that are here gathered with us and those that are watching over the internet, we pray, Lord, your Spirit will go forth in power and demonstration that you will manifest yourself into the hearts of men and women and even little children, God, would sense your presence this morning deep down in our soul. And I will bless you for it. Now anoint your word. Lord, anoint your word as you have anointed this worship. May you receive the glory and the honor and the praise. In Jesus' wonderful name. Amen and amen. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. You can be seated if you can. Hallelujah. And if you can't, you can stand through the whole service. I don't care. Just so good to see everyone that's with us this morning. And boy, I'm just nothing. Facebook just can't do this. Amen? You just can't. You miss it, boy. Just getting together with 2 or 3 in his name. And when you do it over the internet, it's so much different. And I just thank God that we're able to gather together again like this. And I appreciate how everybody's respecting each other. I think we still can squeeze in another 40 or 50 here and still have our social distancing. And so I hope it's going to grow as time goes on, but I really want to respect all those that chose to stay home because I want them to feel very safe and comfortable until this thing subsides more and more and more. And it's a crazy time. Amen. And I thank God we're a crazy people for Jesus. And I love the Lord. And I'm just so happy that we could be here. And this is a great day to start service over again. I'm telling you. We missed Easter, but hallelujah, we're getting the day of Pentecost in. Amen. And today is the day of Pentecost. And I'm so excited about that. And we know that in Acts chapter 2, and the Lord just began to deal with me about a week ago about this message, and it just kept growing and growing. And that's a very dangerous thing when the Lord begins to just give me something. And last week he gave me a good message from the Lord. I enjoyed preaching that one. And then this week again, God's given me a wonderful message for you. And that just burns my heart. Tisha didn't even know what I was going to preach on this morning until I came up just before. And she told me what she was closing with. I said, praise the Lord. I'm preaching on the Holy Spirit today. And I didn't tell her that I was preaching on fire. And then she started singing that one to set a fire down in my soul. I wanted to jump out of my seat and say, hallelujah. I don't have to preach now. She just preached it. But I do have about 11 pages of notes here, so I've missed you for so long. I've got to give you 4 or 5 sermons here, and I want to make sure you get your money's worth. And I want to thank everybody that's just been giving and giving throughout this whole pandemic. The offerings and everything that have come in, the tithes have been so faithful, and we have not slacked in any way. God has blessed us. I want to say thank you. And also, I want to throw a big thank you out to Sterling Spam Hub. Give them a hand. Running the media for us here, being there every Sunday and videoing and sending it out on Facebook. And Rose has been helping with doing the entertaining of the people that are tuning in with us. She's even doing that this morning. And we was hoping to get it on the camera to Facebook with the camera out there. But there was some glitches in all of that, and we're still trying to figure out things we hope will be set for next week, though, to make sure you get the message. But Rose has got the camera up here on the phone and Facebooking out. And we want to make sure everyone gets an opportunity to worship with us today. But it's just been exciting. Sterling has just been so, I just have one word for him. Sterling, look at me in the eyes. You've been faithful. You've been so faithful, and I deeply, deeply appreciate that. Of course, with my worship team and everyone that's just been there and helped us get through this crisis time. We're still not all the way through it, but thank God, it's going to feel good to be back in the house of the Lord. This feels into that, the day of Pentecost. That's what we're celebrating today. And a lot of people don't understand what the day of Pentecost is, but it goes back into the Old Testament. I want to go quickly through it because I have so much I want to share. But the day of Pentecost, you read about it in Leviticus chapter 23, and you read about it in Deuteronomy 69, and several other places in Exodus. It talks about the initiation of this feast called the Feast of Pentecost. And we turned it into the day of Pentecost now in the New Testament, but it was known as the Feast of Pentecost, and originally it was the Feast of Weeks, the Feast of Weeks. And what it was is after the Passover, where God told him to slay the lamb and paint to take the hyssop and put the blood over the tops and the side posts, and when they were in Egypt, and God brought them through a great deliverance out of Egypt into the promised land. That when they left there, when they left Egypt, 50 days later, this is amazing, 50 days later, they come to Mount Sinai. And that day, Moses went up the mountain, and we know he's up there for 40 days, but while he was up there, God gave him the law and instituted a new dispensation, a time where God was going to begin to deal with his people in a very different way than he dealt with them ever before. And for the next 1,600 years, it was going to become the age of the law, or the dispensation of the law, or the covenant of the law. And he made that new covenant with the Ten Commandments and began to deal with people in the area where he wanted to make them realize without a shadow of a doubt that they were a sinner and they needed a Savior. And so the law became the schoolmaster to bring us to Christ. And God instituted that on the day of Pentecost, or the feast of 7 Sabbaths after the Passover. Then they had the day of Pentecost. And when Jesus Christ died on the cross, he was our Passover that died for us and sacrificed his life because of our sin. And he came into the world to fulfill the law. Amen. And to say, when this is all done, the law will have been fulfilled in me. And I'm going to do a new thing. And he died on that cross. And if he rose again, he walked on this earth for 40 days. 40 days, get this. And after 40 days of ministry here, he told his disciples, go and tarry in Jerusalem till the fullness of time, until the Holy Spirit descends. And on the 50th day, that's where we get the word Pentecost. It means 50. And you read about this in the Old Testament. I don't want to get into all the details. We'll be here all day just teaching on Pentecost. But on the 50th day, on the very day of Pentecost, guess what happened? Hallelujah. Let's read about it in Acts chapter 2. Just go right there. It's one of my texts to begin with. And we're going to get into this. This is just too unbelievable. And it says this. And when the day of, everyone say it. Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as it were rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire, and it sat upon each one of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Ghost, and began to speak with other tongues as the Spirit gave utterance. Now this is absolutely amazing. It lets me know that things don't happen by random with God. Everything has got a design and a purpose from the beginning to the end. He's the Alpha and he's the Omega. He's the author and the finisher of our faith. And everything that happens in history, everything that happens in this world is his story. Yes. He is writing it. And sometimes men think they have it under control. Sometimes they think they're controlling things. I'm talking about people like Hitler, like Herod, like various ones down through the ages that felt that they were God and they could run the thing the way they wanted to run it. But God has his marvelous ways. I preached about it last week. Herod, how God brought him to a place of death and smote him just instantly, and the worms ate his body because he thought he was God. There's only one God. And he's in control of all of this, and I praise God for that. And this just proves it was set in motion way back, thousands of years before Christ even came. And then God, he fulfills all of this, and And then we see on that day of Pentecost, God says, I'm starting a new thing. Hallelujah. We're doing away with the law, and I'm bringing you into a new age. It's the age of grace, and I'm going to do something new. I'm going to call out people from around the world, every tribe, nation, tongue, and people. Not just the Jews, not just the select people. He said, I'm going to pick out people from every race around the world, and I'm going to build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. Lets me know, Leviticus, that this is not just by chance. That it was on the day of Pentecost. He says, I'm making a new covenant with you. Trust in me. Have faith. Believe. And all things will be possible unto you. My children, just accept me as your Savior and Lord, and put your trust in me. I will lead you through the rest of life, and you'll know that I am God till I come. Wow, we started this new dispensation that we're in to this day. Hallelujah. Over 2,000 years later, we're still in this dispensation. When God does something, well, I tell you what, He does not get in a hurry. Amen? Amen. Oh yeah, because He's not controlled by this. Hey, everybody, if you got to watch, take it off. Don't turn around and look either. He's not controlled by the watch. He's controlled by His design, by His purpose, by His plan. And He's not coming back until that very last Brian Trust gets saved. Yes. Hallelujah. He's not coming back until He's done that last work that He knows and only He knows He's going to do. Hallelujah. And we just pray, Lord, even so come. But I used to pray all the time, dear Lord, come. But save my daddy first. I prayed, don't. I was so afraid it would come, my dad would miss it. And I prayed that, just prayed this 3 times. And you know, God was so faithful to save him. But the day is going to come when He has the final word. And He's going to do what He wants to do. I just want to be ready. With this coronavirus and everything that's going on, it makes me just wonder if the coming of the Lord is not sooner than we thought. With the government control and the chaos that's going on in the streets right now, and all the havoc that's going on around the world, it just makes me wonder, is this the hour? Is this the time? Is the Lord getting ready to come? Or is He just awakening people and using this as a means to bring people to Christ and let them realize that these temporal things of this life can easily be shaken and taken from us? Amen. We got to decide. I don't know what all God's doing. No one's ever been able to figure out God from the beginning to the end. By the time you think you got Him figured out, He'll twist it around. Mind you, Jack Hyles wrote a book on the book of Revelation. After he wrote it, about 20 years later, he says, take my book and tear it all up. Everything I thought was going to happen didn't happen. And hey, anyways, I got it all wrong. And a lot of preachers have got it wrong down the ages. But one thing we got right, He is coming back. Yes. We don't know when. We know how, but we don't know when. And we better be ready for such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man cometh. But that's not what I'm preaching on tonight, amen, or today. And I just want you to know that every detail is planned by God. Amen. In this world. Not just in your life, but in this entire world. And we see this in a passage I want to read today. If you turn now to the back of the book of Acts. See, the book of Acts begins with fire. And it ends with fire. Never saw that before until a little earlier this week. It begins with fire and it ends with fire. And let's just read the first 10 verses. They've just been in a deep shipwreck. Storm over 2 weeks. Pounded by the waves, 14 days, I believe. Maybe a little bit or before that, even when they really started getting their attention. They realized they were in a storm. It ain't going to be good. And even though Paul had tried to warn them and they didn't want to listen to him, they thought that they knew better than he did. But an angel had appeared to Paul and told him, be of good cheer, they're all going to be saved, but this thing's going to wreck. And if they'll stay on board, they'll be saved. If they get off, they're going to die. I'm telling you what, when God tells you something, it comes to pass. And God had honed in right here. That's in chapter 27. You read all about that. But God just let Paul know 3 times. He said, be of good cheer, be of good cheer, be of good cheer. You can be calm in the storm when you know you've heard from God. Hallelujah. When you know your life is in God. Hallelujah. Nothing can That's why I said, you're afraid of this corona. No, the worst that could happen to me is the best thing that could happen to me.
Amen.
And die. Hallelujah. Grieve for my widow. Grieve for her, really, because she's going to have a tough time. She'll have no one to fight with. She's going to be sort of around the house going crazy going, what am I going to do? He's not here. I don't know what to holler at. I don't know what to get upset with. I don't know what. She would go crazy without me. And I'd be in heaven just having a ball, laughing and saying, oh my word, isn't this funny? No, we don't know what all is going to happen in this life. We know God is in control. And this is what happened. They had the shipwreck. They all were saved, just like Paul said they would be. It says in verse 1, and when they were escaped, then they knew that the island was called Melita or Malta today. And the barbarous people showed us no little kindness, for they kindled a fire. Everybody say fire. Fire. So that'll be the key to my message. And received us everyone because of the present rain and because of the cold. And when Paul had gathered a bundle of sticks and laid them on the fire, there came a viper out of the heat and fastened on his hand. And when the barbarians saw the venomous beast hang on his hand, they said among themselves, no doubt this man is a murderer, whom though he hath escaped the sea, yet vengeance suffereth not to live. He's going to pay the price for his sin. And he shook the beast into the fire and felt no harm. Howbeit they looked when they should have swollen or fallen down dead suddenly. But after they had looked a great while and saw no harm come to him, they changed. This world's so fickle. One minute they're calling him to become the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, and the next moment they're calling him to be crucified. They changed their minds and said that he was a god. In the same quarters were possessions of the chief man of the island, whose name was Publius, who received us and lodged us 3 days courteously. And it came to pass that the father of Publius lay sick of a fever and of a bloody flux, to whom Paul entered in and prayed and laid his hands on him and healed him. So when this was done, others also, which had diseases in the island, came and were healed, who also honored us with many honors. And when we departed, they laded us with such things as were necessary. Hallelujah. What a story. That's where I got my message from today. And it all sprung from one word, fire. And got going about it, thinking about it, and wow, I just felt that I need to preach about keeping the fire going. Keeping the fire burning. That's going to be the title of the message. And the fire, when I think